4 weeks done. We're halfway there. Now this week didn't flow great. It's been busy. Busy at work, time in the office, and then family life outside of there didn't really leave much space. It's been that kind of week where you're just getting through it, rather than feeling like you're on top of it. But the numbers have moved, and that's the point. It's the end of week 4 of my fat loss phase, a trim back ahead of my summer holiday. It's the same format as every week. I'll walk through each of these metrics, tell you what it's showing me and what I'm going to do about it into week 5. Last week, the scales didn't move because I got complacent and let my tracking slip. So I set myself an extra 3,000 steps, refocused, and this week my average is 76.8, down half a kilo from 77.3. I'm back on pace. And honestly, I can feel it more than I can see it right now. I can see it in progress photos, and I'm also 1 notch tighter on my belt. Now it's nothing dramatic, but it shows compared to 4 weeks before. And that's also the lesson from last week, landing as it should. 1 bad week, 1 adjustment, and back on course. Because a flat week isn't a failure. It's just data telling you what to fix. Now for calories and protein, against a target of 2,300 calories and 170 grams of protein, I've averaged 2,266 calories and 166 grams of protein. So slightly under on both, but well within range. So no concerns there. This week, I've also documented what I eat in a day to hit these targets. This isn't a recipe share video. It's how I structure my meals around my training window, my workload, cravings, and then family life to consistently hit these targets. And you can find that in the pop-up here, and it's also in the description below. Now for my steps, against that upgraded goal of 15,000, I averaged 14,575. So I missed the mark, but only just. Because that extra 3,000 on top of the heavy work this week was a stretch. Less flexibility in the day, working longer hours meant that I had less time available. So it's achievable. It just wasn't a week that was going to make it as easy as it could have been. This won't change though. It'll stay at 15,000 because a one-off hard week doesn't give me reason to. I'm so close within that range. And training, sessions are still going well. There's no meaningful fatigue at this stage, which I'm pleased about. And as for water and sleep, they're both consistent. 3 litres on my water, that's just second nature. We talked about this before. And then also for the sleep, 6 to 8 hours range. And if I look at what even just this morning right now, let's take a look. 6 hours 8. And yeah, it was a broken night's sleep last night, so it's not ideal. And these are the stats that I go off in terms of how my general average is between my sleep time and then also my sleep need. And that's where I get this range from. So I believe that I've currently averaged this past week 7 hours on my sleep. So I still fall within that 6 to 8 hour range. And so again, they're not my areas of concern or focus. And so looking at this now, 4 weeks in, 2 kilos down, I'm bang on track with a little room if I need it, because I've got 2 spare weeks before the trip. And so whilst I'm seeing success again, I want to share the real cost of this for me. Because it's cost me the carefree choices, the ice cream on a warm afternoon without thinking twice. It costs me willpower. That daily decision making I'm having to do to stick to it when it would be easier not to. It costs the mental effort of pre-logging meals, banking calories ahead of socials, picking what you're having before you arrive, and then not making decisions on an empty stomach at the table. That's what a cut actually costs. Not just the calories, it's that low-level management of choices that people don't see day to day because it's all in their head. But after a time of doing it long enough, it just becomes second nature. And these days I don't really feel like I'm managing these choices or that it feels like a burden. I just feel the accountability to you guys through these videos. And all this effort is for a return. I'm not going to be spending a holiday uncomfortable poolside, hiding my figure or having stomachache at the end of the day for holding it all in. It's coming back home lean and maintaining this lean physique for the rest of summer. And then I'll have a clean canvas to build on into winter rather than having to start again from scratch at the end of summer. And that's the trade. A few weeks of inconvenience for months of actually having what I've been working towards. And it's worth it every time. So as I look ahead, and I think what's coming up, there are a few socials on the second half of this that I need to manage. And the goal isn't to avoid them. It'll just be to pre-plan, bank calories, think around them and manage them in advance and still enjoy them. And that's week 3 of the free coaching that I offer, link below. And if you want the full tools and video guides on that, you can get them there. And that's week 4. Solid week. Tough in places, steps a little short, but everything else where it needs to be. Calories, still 2,300, 170 grams protein. Steps, I'll keep that at 15,000 because again, I have no reason to change them. It was just a tougher week than usual, so I'll just push it and make them happen this week. Water, stick at 3 litres, sleep 6 to 8 hours again. And that's it. Week 5 starts now. If you're new here, you can watch the start of this series and how to find your own personal targets in the pop-up. And if you enjoyed it, then subscribe along, because I hope to see you in the second half and how I get on to see the overall result before I step onto that plane. I'll see you again soon.